Hello students, this is Aishwarya from the Department of Management Studies MAHRM, Women's Christian College. Yeah, today we'll be seeing about the national culture and Hofstede's cultural dimensions. What is national culture? National culture is nothing but the set of beliefs, norms, behaviors, customs, and values that is being shared, by a set of people. Like if we talk about national culture, then we should, here the population is the nation, right? So if we take into consideration the Indian culture, then we possess, certain specific characteristics such as the language, the religion. So if you belong to Karnataka, then you speak Kannada, and if you are from any northern part of the nation, then you tend to speak Hindi or Bengali or Marathi or some languages of similar roots. So also if we take into consideration about the religion, it's we do not have only one particular religion across the nation, right? So we have Christianity, we have Islam, we have Hinduism, Sikhism, and so on. And also this sort of religions or culture, how it evolved is because of our history and traditions, right? So what we have been doing like back in ages, that is something that has been carried out to this date, right? Like till date, this is what we've been carrying out in the name of our historic traditions or whatever. We will move on to see why national culture is important. So understanding one another in a business environment, like understanding the personality type, or let's say how this person is, the attitude, that alone is not enough, no? Because here we also, like let's say if we take into consideration any international business environment, or even within the nation, if we speak, if there is a cross culture between South Indians and North Indians, if per se we are taking India into consideration, then there will be certain differences in the values, the beliefs, and the attitudes, right, of the individuals. So it is an important prerequisite that we first take the step to understand the diversified national culture, like what are the values that they that they are imbibing, or that they are the beliefs that they are taking forward in their life, or the attitudes in which they are approaching, right? So these things are very important for us to understand in in the business environment. Moving forward, we'll see what is Hofstede's cultural dimensions. So there are six cultural dimensions as proposed by Hofstede. The first one is power distance. Power distance is nothing but the degree to which the power differences, or let's say the inequality, is tolerated. So basically, if a person is experiencing a high power distance or low power distance, what happens is, now let's take a person with low power distance. So he or she would be more of an egalitarian, meaning he or she would always fight for equality, or they would be the people who seriously believes in equality. So there should be always a participative approach. There should be no inequality. There should be when time comes, you need to voice out for your equality. So that will be the approach with people with lower power distances. Whereas if your power distance is high, if that index is high in an individual, then he or she would be more towards embracing hierarchy. So let's say you will be fighting for your respect, for your authority, right? So if let's say you are in a particular rank, then you want that certain sort of certain amount of respect that you want, right? The next dimension is collectivism versus individualism. So here, if you are more of an individualistic person, or if you are more of a collectivistic person, what happens? So here, the I and we approach comes into picture. So if you are really subjective, if you want to be really working towards achieving your individualistic goals, then you tend to be more of an individualistic person. And if if let's say your index is falling on the other side, which is like collectivism, then you focus more on your group goals rather than your subjective goals. The next dimension is uncertainty avoidance index. So here it is the degree to which, or the extent to which uncertainty and ambiguity could be tolerated by an individual. So here, if let's say the one which higher uncertainty avoidance index would be the ones who would be not very much happy about taking challenges, or who would be really with very less tolerance per se towards the uncertainties and things. Whereas the person with low uncertainty avoidance index, he would be more of a challenging person. So he or she welcomes uncertainties, and they have a very high level of tolerance with respect to proving themselves or whatever. So, moving on, we would be seeing about the femininity versus masculinity. So, here in India, if we take, gender inequality is something that we've been experiencing for quite some time. So if we take about masculinity here, and if considering any leadership role, looks like the masculine gender roles should be adopting more of an authoritative leadership style, or they can be more assertive, and approaches like that. Whereas if you are a female, if you are falling under this femininity gender, then looks like we are more like, the women are more expected to take the nurturing stand, whereas you be very sort of gentle, and you are very caring, and you sort of take the softer approach. You want to be into the nurturing part, whereas the men could take the stand of, let's say, having an authoritative leadership style or anything. Yeah. The next dimension is short term versus long term. So this is nothing but the extent to which the society views a time horizon. For example, if you are a person with a long term orientation, means it just means that you are more of a futuristic person. You want to focus on your future goals, like more than your short term goals. You want to focus on your future goals. Whereas if you take into consideration the short term goals, it's just about just fixing your near future goals, or just attaining that within a shorter duration. So that's what this dimension means. The last dimension of Hofstede is restraint versus indulgence. So here it's more about the tendency in which you want to fill your own desires. So if you have certain impulses or desires, and if you want to fulfill it, if let's say you are a person with high indulgence, or if you're falling in this index with indulgence, then you tend to indulge more into what satisfies you. So you do not suppress yourself, so you want to sort of indulge and make yourself happy and make yourself satisfied. So what your urges say, so you follow your urges and desires, like if you have a higher indulgence versus your restraint. So restraint is nothing but we as individuals suppressing ourselves for a cause. For example, this is how the society believes, and this is how the impression would be for the society if you opt for certain approaches. So this is what you want to stick on to. This is something I will do because the society will judge me. So restraint is nothing but restraining yourself to do something because for your because to keep up your societal norms. So here we come to the end of Hofstede's cultural dimensions. Thanks for watching.